Welcome to Travel Secrets with me, Tanya Rose, the podcast sharing wisdom for fellow travellers. Each week, I ask my guests to reveal their 6 travel secrets and the holidays and adventures that surround them. I would just like to say thank you to Mason Rose, the sales and communication agency that represents some of the finest hotels around the world, for partnering with Travel Secrets, the podcast. Today, my guest is the incredible Noëlla Coursaris, international model, philanthropist, and founder of the brilliant non-profit Malaika, which educates and empowers young girls and communities in the Congo. She has traveled all over the world, and I cannot wait to hear all of her travel secrets. Welcome. I'm so happy to have you here.
Thank you very much for having me, and I'm excited about our conversation today.
Well, travel is so part of who you are. So before we get into your travel secrets, perhaps you can just tell us a little bit about yourself and how travel has impacted that person that you have become.
So I'm Noëlla. First of all, I'm a mother of 2 children. My daughter is called Cara. She's 10 years old. And my son is called JJ, and he's 14 years old. So traveling is part of our life. We live between Dubai and England. This summer, we're moving to Dubai. I was born in the Congo, but I grew up in Belgium, in Switzerland. Then I came to London. I went to move in New York. I lived there for many years, and that's where I set up our organization, Malaika. And I go twice a year in Africa. My mother is based in Africa, in Congo. So traveling, it's, I think every month I travel somewhere. But the thing is, and I love it because I go to different continents, different culture, different food. The time zone is not easy. But one of my favorite continents definitely is my Africa.
I've read so much about you and listened to so much about you, and you have an amazing story. I mean, your father died when you were 5, and then you had to leave Congo. Just tell us a little bit about that.
So I was born in the Congo. My father died when I was 5 years old, and my mom didn't have, she was very young. She got me when she was 17 years old. So she didn't have the resources to give me a proper education. And she decided to send me away to live with relatives in Belgium. And so I left Congo 5.5 years, went to a country in Belgium where it was so cold, see the first time snow, and living with a different family. I lived in Belgium for many years. And then after that, I went to Switzerland to live with another relative.
Did you speak any other language when you went to Belgium?
So when I was in Congo, I was speaking Swahili and French.
Oh, you did speak French.
So in Belgium, we speak French. I was living in the French part.
And in Switzerland, did you live in the French?
In Switzerland, I live in the French part too. Beautiful country, Switzerland. Beautiful country too, Belgium. I think they all have different scenery, cultures, and food experience. Switzerland, incredible. The lakes, the mountains.
I grew up in Switzerland.
So beautiful. Yeah. Where in Switzerland?
My parents lived in Bern, which is the German-speaking part, but then we had a chalet in the mountains.
Do you speak German?
I can say a little bit in Swiss German, Grüezi miteinander and things like that.
Ich spreche ein bisschen Deutsch.
I speak French. And I was at school in the UK. So I used to go home for Christmas, for Easter, and for the summer. And actually, my favorite time in Switzerland is the summer. I mean, obviously, skiing is amazing, but summer in the mountains in Switzerland is the most beautiful thing.
The mountains, and then you have the lake. And so many beautiful mountains, Verbier, Gstaad,
that's where I grew up, in Gstaad.
And all of them.
Yeah, very. Do you ski?
You know, in Switzerland, you have to ski. You have to ski or do ice skating. Every week with school, you have to go. So, yeah, I do ski. I'm not the best skier, but it's for me, it was like, wow, wearing all these layouts, all these socks, the shoes, the ski. I thought it was like just an experience to be dressed before you even go down. But I love the after ski and, you eat the fondue, the raclette and the atmosphere. But my children love skiing.
Do they? We
went in a February holiday with them. We went to Kills Bowl.
Oh, it's lovely.
And so it's beautiful. My daughter absolutely love it. And my son loves it. Love it.
And have you taken them to the Congo?
Yes, they go. My son has been 25 times to Congo.
Really?
My daughter's 15 times. So they count every time they go. And they go every year with me. And we spend 6-7 weeks in the summer.
Lovely.
It's good. We go in a village, no internet, no phones. We go to build wells. We go to do volunteer work. And we have so many people from all over the world meeting us there. It's just a beautiful experience, but it makes you realize so good to be disconnected of the internet, because there's hardly no internet in the villages, and you just connect with people that don't have electricity, don't have hardly water, that live very in a modest way, and they are pure, they have wisdom, they have vibes, they have happiness.
I hope that we're going to hear a little bit more about your foundation as we go through the travel secrets. And if not, I'll ask you. But perhaps we should start on the travel secrets. What is the number one destination you think everyone should go to once in their lifetime?
I will say come to Congo, to Malaika, because it's an amazing, beautiful human experience. But about that, I will say Singapore. Singapore is incredible. We went last year with my husband and my 2 children, and my husband works there. So Singapore is very well organized, it's safe, it's secure. The culture, the food, just the experience, the way Singapore is built with the architecture. And I will say that there's so many different cultures. So many people from all over the world live in Singapore. So definitely Singapore, number one.
That people should go to. I've been to Singapore. I stayed at Raffles, which is obviously a fantastic hotel. And everything is so clean.
So clean.
It's amazing.
And so safe.
It's the antithesis of what New York is at the moment, I think. But Singapore's very clean. The antithesis of New York at the moment, I think. Did you ever model in Singapore?
No, I never been modeling in Singapore. But it was nice, beautiful to have the experience with the children and discovering the country through their eyes. And even when you arrive at the airport is an experience. But the Doha airport too is amazing lately.
Yes.
We went to Doha with my kids. We were in transit, but I spoke a few years ago in Doha, and just the way it completely changed. But you have to walk a lot at the airport.
Yes, but it is a fantastic airport.
Fantastic.
And actually Qatar Airways
You have to
fantastic.
close your eyes, because right, left, there's so much shopping. And so much experience when you want to eat there and you want to eat this.
Actually, you do a lot of those speaking panels, don't you?
Yes.
And I know you're on many boards as well as your own foundation. What is it that you're talking about when you do these panels and when you're going around the world? Is it talking about setting up your own business and your foundation? Just tell us a little bit about that.
Yeah, so I discovered the world a lot, because through my modeling career, through my holiday with my family, and two, because I'm invited a lot to speak at panel. Actually, if I've never been to a country and I'm invited to speak, I say, I'm going to go there. Like 2 months ago, I was invited to speak in New Delhi. So I say, yes, I will come to New Delhi. I've never been there. So yes, when I'm invited to speak, I'm invited to speak about leadership, fundraising, sometimes motherhood, sometimes sustainability in fashion, my career, my journey, Africa, the generation that will uplift Africa, the next generation. But really to talk about what I do too. And yes, I sit on a few boards. I sit on the board of AMAD. It's a beautiful organization that is led by the Princess Caroline of Monaco.
Oh, yeah.
I sit on the advisory board of L'Oréal Fund for Women. I sit on the board of Segal Family Foundation that support grassroots organization in Africa, and I'm on the advisory committee of Concordia. Is a think tank forum based in New York, and they do the annual gathering in New York during the UN week. And I sit on the advisory committee too of the UN for Sustainable Fashion.
And I know that you're asked by many other people to be on many other boards.
Actually, and I have to say no.
I
have to say no because it's a big commitment. You know, you have sometimes you have to go once a year at the General Assembly, or you have to have 4 calls a year, a lot of documents to read, and between you have emergency call between. So it's not easy. Last week I was in Monaco for annual meeting for AMAD, and with with the board and the princess. I love what they do, and it's such a beautiful organization that's been existing for so many years. Yeah. And it's great because, you know, we have Malaika that I set up in 2007. But what is really great to sit on different boards, you learn a lot. You learn and you can influence too.
And you can teach them.
I don't teach, but I don't teach them. I believe a relationship is in two ways. We learn from each other. But it's great because I'm a big believer that we have to help organization on multi-years. I'm not for giving just for 1 year. I do believe if we involve in an organization, we have to help for many years and keep following their work because it's our involvement. So I push a lot of board to really donate.
I totally agree with you. I do quite a lot of charity things, mainly in the arts and culture, because I love drama and theatre. So I've been on the board of RADA and the ballet and the Brit School, and I'm very much a believer in what you say, because a one-off gift is great, but actually it's much better to actually be very involved, because then you can see the students through.
And you see the impact of the work they have, and you're building the relationship with the organization.
So you do that with your own foundation, do you? Get the
Some donors, they won't do the multi-year grant, but some of them do. And the board that I'm sitting, I really ask them to review the policy and really push more for 2 or 3 years or even 5 years. Yeah. Even if you cut down the first installment that you're giving, the first donation, but at least to donate every year a certain amount.
And it shows your commitment.
It shows the commitment, and it shows that you are really following the work they're doing and even traveling there.
Let's go on to your most unexpected travel experience. What's that?
I will say New Delhi. New Delhi was fascinating. And you know, it was the time where the flowers were flourishing everywhere. Everywhere you were going, it was like flowers. It was unexpected because I thought that was so upbeating. It's a young generation, it's vibrant, very focused on tech. It was an amazing forum that I went to speak. It was Resina Dialogue. And when they invited me in New Delhi to speak, I said to them, we have 5 students that study in Pune. It's 1 hour and a half from New Delhi. They got, you know, when the students come to study at Malaika school, they come from 5 years old to 18 years old. Then we help them for higher education. Oh, okay. So they got a full scholarship, 5 of us students in Pune.
Oh, did they?
So they're in second year university, most of them in STEM, engineering, and media communication. Amazing. So 5 of them came to meet me in New Delhi, and they spoke with me at my panel.
How fabulous.
So can you imagine, I know the students since 5 years old. I've been part of the journey every day. And
how exciting.
They're like my little sisters, and to come on the panel with me to explain the impact of Malaika and the life in Pune, in India, the food experience. It was really incredible. They are the next leaders. And New Delhi, the food was really, 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 really good. And the people, very nice. I'm excited to see the next 5-10 years of India.
Yeah, I think it's an amazing place, and it's so buzzy and busy.
Busy, and people are kind.
Very nice. I thought you might say on your most unexpected about when you went back to your village and you told the chief about wanting to set up your foundation. Tell us a little bit about that.
Yes, so I didn't go to my village because I was born in Lubumbashi. But when I set up Malaika, I wanted to do where we wanted to build the school. And the ecosystem that Malaika is, it was where it was a real need and not thing related to me, because I want people that work or volunteer or donate to Malaika. They donate to Malaika, to our mission, to our work, and not because it's Noëlla. And I have this detachment that I want, because I want Malaika, it's a legacy. It's been 17 years of work. It's there because of the local community, the local staff, the mothers, the fathers, the international team, the donors all over the world. So that's what makes Malaika every day. But when we decided to build a school, we went to see a lot of villages. And there was this specifically village called Kalevuka. And the community came to me and the chief of the village, and we sit down. And they say they were a forgotten village, a forgotten community. They didn't have nothing, no waters, no wells, no roads. It was a bush. And they said, please come to do whatever you want here, and we will be here to support you. That's where was born our first well, our school. And then after that, it became the school, the ecosystem, the community center, the vocational training, the agriculture, the sport facilities, that impacting thousands of lives every year. And all our programs are free.
And obviously you pay for it through fundraising, which is not easy.
No, it's not easy. You know, we have to fundraise every year. I lead Malaika as a passionate volunteer. And we have a lot of incredible volunteers that helping Malaika. But it's around $900,000 to run all the programs. I think we're doing very well for what we're offering, but it's not easy to fundraise.
Congratulations.
When we started very small with one well, 3 classroom, it was maybe $40,000-$50,000 to run. But now we have 65 staff on the ground. We want to offer quality programs.
And also you do have a program where you can teach other people to do what you're doing.
Yeah, we created a blueprint, a toolkit, how organization can duplicate what is Malaika, the ecosystem. But what the main important ingredients to make a foundation successful is to work with the community and understand their needs. Yeah. What works in the Congo, in Kalibuka, what we created might not work in Venezuela, or might not work in Syria or different countries. So you really have to be close to the community and understand their needs.
Absolutely. Let's go into your next travel secret. What is the most overrated or underrated travel experience you've ever had?
Woo! I love New York. I love it. It's so funny because my children, they go to Congo every year with me in summer. So one year I asked them, which city do you want to go? And they choose the opposite of Congo. We go to Congo, we go to Africa a lot, mama. We're going to go to Las Vegas. So completely the opposite of their traveling. And it was fun, Las Vegas. We went to Las Vegas, we discovered, and it's nice to do different things with your children and just be with them and enjoy and going to see museum and
the shows.
Swimming
the
and
shows. Yeah, fantastic.
Yes, we went to Las Vegas. We went to see a Michael Jackson show. It was absolutely fantastic.
Did you see the Cirque du Soleil that's under the water called O? It's incredible.
No, we were not. We were there just for 6 days. Okay, so it's like a few days they wanted to relax. Mm-hmm. And yes, we went to see the Michael Jackson. But yeah, we might go back. But New Delhi, incredible. Las Vegas, food. We love Thailand.
So not many underrated places in your thought process. There are most places that you think they're all wonderful.
Yes. You know what? Every places that I go and I travel, I try to live the moment and take the best experience. Mm. You know, I work a lot in villages when we have built more than 30 wells. So we went to a lot of villages to build them. And there's absolutely nothing. So for me, this is really make me sad because, you know, we need basic infrastructure of water, of schools, of health. So there's nothing that really will make me feel underrated. Because this is what is the needs. So every places I go in the world, I enjoy.
You appreciate.
I appreciate, enjoy. Whichever hotel I go, I enjoy, you know. And when you go to speak, you stay sometimes in 5-star hotel, but sometimes you stay in very modest hotels. And you just have to make the experience. And it's the staff, it's the food, it's the love of being together, and etc.
How did you feel when you had left Congo, went to Belgium, then went to Switzerland, and then became a top model? And I think your first campaign was with Agent Provocateur, wasn't it? Mm-hmm. I mean, that's so different, isn't it? Were you overwhelmed by that? How did you feel about that?
I grew up as a tomboy.
Did you?
Yes.
You don't look like a tomboy at all.
I grew up as a tomboy. So for like 8 years, I have hair short. From 6 years old to like 13 years old, I have short hair, always jeans, sneakers. And it's so funny because I see my daughter, and my daughter is so feminine. She's so girl. And she's telling me to do all these things on her hair, and I have no idea how to do all her hair style that she's asking me. But she's so feminine. And I look at her and I was another person when I was at her age. But so when I started to grow my hair at the age of 12, 13, a lot of people were telling me you should do modeling. And I say, my mom sacrificed a lot. I have to study. So I study, I work business management. I came to London. I have a lot of drive. I always wanted to do well in life and look after my mom and have a career. I always dreamed to work in big organization. So I came to London to learn English. And more people were stopping me, and my friends entered me in this competition. And I won the campaign of Agent Provocateur. It was one of my first photo shoots, arriving on the set, like 15 people, me in underwear. And the campaign came out. I thought my family in Africa was like, wow, did we send Noëlla to do lingerie? Because, at this time it was very revealing. And it was like, what? She can do modeling, but not lingerie. And for many years, I was booked for so many campaigns of lingerie. It was so funny. So I was hiding my pictures.
Oh, how funny. They were beautiful photos. They were amazing.
Agent Provocateur, I love. But we all love lingerie. I still love lingerie,
Absolutely. Absolutely. And a huge difference from where you came from, I bet.
Exactly, cultural. And from London, then I went, my agency say, I think you will work very well in New York. And then I went to New York, and that was an amazing journey in New York, the modeling career, experiencing this city, I was looking at the buildings and just, and that's where I set up Malaika. But I would say, America give you this buzz that nothing is stoppable. You can reach the sky. Don't take a no for an answer. Just go for it. And that's where I learn a lot. I learned a lot in New York.
Yeah, and a lot of your fundraising comes from America, doesn't it?
Yes, we raise 60% of the funds.
Yeah, they're much better.
Family foundation, grant application, individuals. But now it's tough everywhere.
Yeah, now it's tough everywhere. But the Americans sort of are used to it, and they think about giving more than a lot of other countries.
It's part of part of the DNA to give back, to volunteer, to donate money, and it's normal.
Yeah.
Most of the people when I go to New York, I have a lunch, or if I go to LA or anywhere, I have a foundation. Oh yeah, please send information, we will donate.
Yeah.
It's not even a question you have to explain too much. I will research a little bit. One of my incredible flight, I was leaving Lubumbashi, and I met an amazing lady in the plane. My son was maybe 6 months. My son came at 3 months after all the vaccination that he got. He came with me in Congo. And I met this lady in the plane, and I needed to go to the bathroom, and she held my baby. And then we become friends for many, many, many years. And her name is Terry. And we were talking in the plane about the organization, the school. She was going back to Lubumbashi because she used to live there with her husband. She was American, and she went back to university there and to teach. And then she was going back to America, and we kept in touch. And a few months later, she wrote to me, I read about your organization, and I want to do a few things. And every year since, she donates.
How wonderful.
What a beautiful woman story she has, and a family, and all the family came to celebrate the 10 years of Malaika in New York. So from a plane, from a traveling.
Lovely. You never know who you're going to sit next to.
And asking you to hold your baby.
Oh no, that's a wonderful story. Let's talk about food and drink.
We all love food. I love food.
We love food. We love drink. It's so much part of our lives, but it's so important for travel too. Where do you like eating? What do you like eating? Do you have a favorite restaurant or a favorite meal or a favorite country that has amazing food? Let's just talk about the whole thing of travel and food and drink.
I don't drink a lot. I don't drink alcohol. But a cocktail once in a while. I will say that I love food. Wherever I travel, I want to discover the food culture. I want to try everything. I'm a big fan of African food, and especially my mom food. In Congo, we eat a lot of vegetables, and it's so yummy. But I love Thai food. Thai food on the top of my list. So fresh, so much flavor. But having children, we love pasta. Pasta once a week on the menu. We love pasta, and wherever we go, we will have pasta. And yes, and I just love, and I love, my husband is English. We love the Sunday roast.
Pub Sunday roast, nothing better.
Pub Sunday roast, or do you call that here, bagels and mash?
Bagels and mash.
Yes, my kids love bagels and mash. But the Sunday, we cook a lot at home. The Sunday, it was something that I discovered. The lamb, the meat sauce, the roast, the beef, the gravy. I love it. And I say, even we're gonna move in Dubai, we still have to do a Sunday roast.
Sunday roast?
And I do love to go to New York. And when I go to New York, the nice burger. Sorry, I'm not vegetarian. But the experience of food. But I have to say to you, when I travel for work, I'm extremely careful to eat very safe food.
Are you?
Because I'm on a mission to work. I either have board meeting or have to work. I have to eat very safe food because my trip are very short. I'm a mother of 2 kids, so my trip have 24 hours, 48 hours max, or maximum 3 days. So I don't want to be sick. So I'm very careful of what I eat. Make sure that I drink a lot of water. Make sure that I eat safe food and that I sleep well. My 8 hours are very important for me.
Yeah. And actually that takes us nicely onto your top travel tip. Would that be your tip?
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Drink a lot of water, very carefully what you eat, and have my 8 hours sleep. One mask always traveling with me to make me feel good, and a lip balm.
So do you put the mask on when you get on the aeroplane and try and sleep?
No, I do that at home. I feel a little bit weird to put in a plane.
I don't care what people think of me.
I know, but I'm like putting, and it's like an adventure. You have to open the thing, put on the mask, and then sometimes you fall down. I tried 1 or twice, and I'm like, you know what? I'm just going to do calmly that in my room.
Have you seen our mutual friend Trini when she goes on a plane? She is hilarious. She does all her social media clips.
She's so funny. The social media full of energy.
She puts on her mask, then she puts a red LED light over her on the aeroplane. I mean, she's hysterical. She doesn't care at all. But she always looks fantastic. So why not?
Exactly.
She really cracks me up, though. She's the most amazing packer, which I am not. Are you a good packer?
I'm not a good packer. But it's funny because my kids are good packers. Me, I always overtake. But now the problem is sometimes you wait so long on luggage. With years, I learned to pack better. When I travel for 2 days, I really try to take just a suitcase that go in the plane. So with the years, yes, I'm a better packer. But when I'm on holiday, I'm the worst packer. My husband say, how much clothes did you take? You didn't use even a quarter. So I'm a good packer for work, traveling, bad packer for
holidays.
For holidays.
Oh, that's so cool. I'm bad for both. Even when I'm going away for a 2-day business meeting, I can't seem to get my suits and my shoes and my wash bag and everything in one of these little bags. So Trini told me she'd come to my house and teach me because she's a brilliant packer.
Okay, do then a little reel how to pack.
Exactly, how to pack with her.
I'm sure you will have a lot of people watch that because we always like to learn. When you pass after the passport control, you have to pass where you take out the makeup, everything. Yeah. But it's so funny because I look a lot how people pack because sometimes they have to open the suitcase and say, oh, wow, they pack like that. They put in a bag. They fold it like this.
I know. They're so organized, so organized. Let's go on to your most poignant travel experience or trip.
My most poignant, I will say, is with my children in the Congo and when we're building wells. Because my son built a well on his name, my daughter too. And we have built over the years, like I was saying, 31 wells. When you build a well in a village where there's absolutely nothing, and it's not about infrastructure, it's about changing lives. It's about giving them a resource they didn't have. So we have 2 ways we're building. We're building, of course, with a company. We're building manual well, so it's with a pump. Or you're building a solar panel well. The solar panel well lasts longer, less maintenance, and you have 5 taps. So the solar panel wells, we built one of them few years ago, and it was so incredible because you see all this. It's a lot of mothers that come to fetch water or young kids. You're seeing them full of joy to come to get the water. And I've been asking them, what do you use the most, the water? So it's for cooking, it's to wash themselves, is to give water to the vegetables that they have in the little garden. And it's a necessity. And they come every day to fetch the water, between one bucket to 2 buckets. And they send sometimes the children, sometimes it's their husband coming to fetch the water. And through all the wells that we build, they walk less now. Because before they could walk between 45 minutes to 1 hour and a half to get water.
Really?
And sometimes they were fetching water in very dirty river. So now it's
clean.
Yes. So we have 31 wells, and I hope in the next few years we will reach 40 or 50.
How much does it cost to build a well?
A manual well is between $4,000 and $5,000, and a solar panel is between $12,000 to $15,000. We built 2 wells with my very dear friend, Tandy Newton.
Oh, yeah.
So we built a manual well, and we built a solar panel well with her.
How wonderful. Well, that really is life-changing. And every time I see these water aid adverts and things like that, I just think, how in this life can there be people who still don't have clean water?
Exactly. And, I was in the middle of this village, and my son said, Mom, look at here. They have nothing, and the happiness they still have. And sometimes we have everything, and we're not so happy. And sometimes we learn things that doesn't make sense. We watch things that doesn't make sense. And every time we land in a Congo, the first thing my children say, let's go to see one of the wells.
Oh, I think that's a wonderful
beautiful
story. And actually, I thought you might talk about another poignant thing that happened to you, which was obviously when you were, was it 17? You hadn't seen your mother for 15 years or something, and you went back to see her. How was that?
So I left when I was 5, and I came back to see my mother when I was 18. So it was 13 years. And at this time, it was not a lot of emails and phone calls. It's one of the strongest moments of my life, where I rediscovered my country, where I reconnected with my mother. But it took years to build a relationship with my mother. It was not from the first trip. Because, 13 years, I laughed the same way as her. I sit the same way as her. She's a beautiful and very humble person, and so unmaterialistic. She just wants to be happy. There's nothing she needs. She just wants to have her children and her grandchildren around. And I learned so much from her. But my relationship got very stronger when I got my 2 children. My first son, when I hold my son in my hands, I say, wow, what a sacrifice that my mother did. Because you don't realize.
No, you were probably
if you tell me,
confused.
Give away your son or give away your daughter, I won't be able. I think it's you taking me with it.
But then I presume you realized what a sacrifice she did make.
She made a huge sacrifice. And I think for her, it must have been, she got me at 17 years old. So she lost my dad when she was 22. So can you imagine? She lost her husband. She lost her only child, me. So life was, she went through many years in depression.
I can imagine. Very, very difficult. But you have a nice relationship with her now.
Oh, yeah, we have a beautiful relationship. And the second I arrive, I just want to eat her food and to give a big hug and make me so happy that she has a beautiful relationship with my 2 children and my husband.
That's so wonderful. And is she involved with your foundation?
No.
No.
She goes once a year. When she goes there, she has a kind of a panic.
Oh, does she?
Yes, because she says, wow, what my daughter built with her team is incredible. She's so proud.
But quite scared as well.
But she's very scared.
Yeah.
She's scared because it's a responsibility 24 hours. It's a commitment for life. You cannot say tomorrow you stop. You cannot just go there and do your pictures. It's gone. You have to lead it every day. See what's going on. I have team calls with the team locally. I have to fundraise. I lead the operation with the team. I spend minimum between 30-40 hours volunteering a week.
Yeah, it's a lot. It's a big commitment.
It's a big commitment. Celebrities, They go sometimes, they do the pictures, they choose one program and they're gone.
Yeah.
For me, it's, but I love what I do. I love, for nothing in the world I would change. There's a lot of challenge. Working in a conflict country, Congo, we have 30 years of conflict. More than 6 million people died. More than 3 million has been displaced. Huge country, incredible potential. The minerals, the wealth. But the biggest wealth is us as human beings. Everything that you have from your phone, your laptop, 80%, 70% of the reserve come from Congo.
I know, it's amazing.
Lithium, cobalt, coltan. We have the second biggest forest, incredible rivers. But I think Congo, like Sudan, like all these countries in the world that are at war, I'm a big advocate for peace. We need peace, we need justice, and we need to be a happy planet.
Yeah.
What planet we want to live for our children, what kind of traveling we want to live for our children. It's a very, very important question we need to all to think.
No, completely.
It's a completely unstable world we're living, and scary world.
And scary. Yeah, that is. Well, I take my
and our
hat
children
off.
get so much information through the computers or the television. They're aware of what's going on in the world. And even too when they're asking us, why so many conflicts?
Which is lovely when they come to the Congo and there's no internet connection and they can, what's the word in French? Débrancher or something, you know.
They're disconnected. But I'm quite strict with the internet and the phones. I'm a very, very strict mama. But it's good when they go in Congo. They immerse themselves with the culture. They go to plain villages. They enjoy the culture, and the PlayStation doesn't really work well.
Excellent.
The FIFA game, the Fortnite. Anyway, we don't have it in the Congo. We don't have the PlayStation. And during the week, I don't allow PlayStation, only the weekend. But I don't have this drama of 5 more minutes. Do you have children?
Yes, but my son's 22 now, so I don't have to worry about that anymore. But we did have those arguments.
I love the 5-minute game.
Yeah, I know.
No, 5
FIFA,
more minutes, 5 more
5
minutes.
minutes.
So we don't have it in the Congo, and it's
hilarious.
perfect.
I asked you to bring a photograph. Can you show me the photograph and describe the photograph and how that sums up travel to you?
This is with my son and my daughters. We inaugurated a solar panel well.
Fantastic.
So that was really great. So that was all the day we spent there. And that's them at the school with our 430 students. And this is one of the well we inaugurated, but it was a manual well.
Fantastic.
So my daughter was trying to, and my son to pump it. So we, when we built the well, is 50 meters, between 45 and 50 meters deep. So the water comes.
Wonderful. And how many have you built?
31 wells.
That's just fantastic. And before I let you go, what's next for you? What's next for your foundation? And where are you traveling next?
So first of all, we're moving this summer in Dubai. I'm excited to have a new chapter in our life and to be there for a few years and to discover this part of the world. My daughter would like to go to Japan. My husband wants to go to Vietnam. I would love to go to Malaysia. And my son is still looking, he would love to go to Sri Lanka. So we have a few countries that we will want to discover. And Oman. I heard that it's so beautiful.
Very
Oman.
beautiful.
Have you been?
Yes, I have. And there's some fantastic resorts. Ziggy Bay is an amazing resort. There are some fantastic places. So if you do want to go, let me know and I'll tell you the names of the places that I recommend.
Yes. So there we'll have to do that. Because we've been doing quite a lot in Africa. We went to Senegal, Zimbabwe. We did a beautiful safari for 4 days with my kids and a group of people where you wake up at 4, 5 a.m. and you go to watch all the animals. My kids absolutely love it. But to discover this part of the world will be fantastic.
And are you doing anything in Saudi with your foundation?
And no, because, in UAE, you have to fundraise for charities in UAE.
Oh, okay.
But last year, I was invited to speak to Riyadh at the FII. It was an incredible experience too, because you don't expect Saudi to be so upcoming. the next 5 years would be incredible for Saudi. You see women walking, you're seeing a young, vibrant government where I think they have more than 40% of women in power. Women are more free to get dressed. I was having dinner with a lot of women from Saudi Arabia, and they were telling me that the change they're seeing, they would have never imagined that in their life.
Really interesting.
Because they could eat in the same restaurant as men. Now there's some gym and spa, they are mixed.
Are there? Really?
Yes. So it was incredible.
And you didn't have to wear your abaya?
Yes.
Yeah.
And people are so kind. And with the Football World Cup that's going to go there, it's going to be the next big boom. I'm excited for Saudi.
Well, I'm excited to hear the next chapter for you and for your foundation, which is
and the foundation
amazing.
You were asking me, in 3 years, it's going to be 20 years.
Amazing.
20 years of impact, of changing lives and working and learning and having challenges nearly every day to try to sort out. But it's going to be fantastic because in 3 years, we will have a few of a student that be graduated from university. So I would love to have we working now. I created a committee of 20 years with incredible people, and it's going to be a campaign of the 20 years. Fantastic. And we're going to have a lot of students to host. And a lot of students at the community center, because a lot of people said, you do girls. No, we do a lot of boys. And a lot of boys and young father come to learn mechanic, electricity, carpentry, all these programs that we have at the vocational training. And we are quite good in sport. We won a lot of tournaments in tennis. Some of the students went to Zambia. We have 9 girls that were at the U17s. They were in Ghana to play. We have a few girls too in U15. And some of them went to play in South Africa. We have some of the coaches that have been trained in different places.
Well, I take my hat off to you. You have done an amazing job with your foundation. I wish you huge luck moving from the Cotswolds to Dubai.
I will miss the Cotswolds because, now it's spring and my daughter loved to walk. And we used to have a dog for 3 years, and we used to walk a lot on the hills and etc. But my daughter still loves walking, so I will miss the Cotswold because for me it was my home, the cottage, all the hotels, the pubs, and the hot chocolate.
But you'll have a new experience in the Middle East.
But I will come back in England. I will come back 2-3 times a year. It's my home here.
Well, I have loved talking to you. Thank you so much for joining me. And please keep in touch. And if there's anything that we can do to help the foundation, we'd be delighted.
But thank you so much for having me. And I love hearing that you speak French, that you grew up in Switzerland.
It's been
so
a joy.
Many things.
Thank you.
Thank you.